Lisa was lying, literally, in the middle of a deserted road, preparing to die. However, when a car approached, she changed her mind and got up. She let the vehicle pass, but fortunately for her, the driver, Adam, offered her a ride. Lisa accepted the offer, and soon they started talking. That day was Lisa's daughter Nina's birthday, who would have turned 9 if she were still alive. The mention of her deceased daughter plunged Lisa into deep sadness. Meanwhile, a report on Adam's car radio described a serial killer with a cross tattoo on his right hand. Coincidentally, Adam turned off the radio with his right hand, which also bore a cross tattoo. Lisa became scared upon hearing this. However, Adam abruptly braked the car and made her faint. Lisa then wakes up in a metallic location, wearing a skin-tight outfit and a bulky bracelet with a visible glowing countdown on it. She rubs her bracelet against the wall, but can only cause some minor damage. After screaming and writhing in vain, a circular door unexpectedly opens. Not knowing what might be ahead, Lisa squeezes into the tunnel and the door closes just as her bracelet begins to register an 11-minute countdown. Lisa has no idea what this might mean but decides to escape through the tunnel. As she crawls forward, she hears strange noises along the way. At one point, an opening in another direction closes, and Lisa has no choice but to choose a narrow path that she must force her body to traverse. She then finds herself facing 2 tunnels and opts for the upper one. This tunnel was peculiar, colorful, the ground rose, making the passage even narrower. Lisa needed to keep her body as low as possible to avoid being crushed. She then begins to crawl, and with effort, reaches the next level exhausted and nearly broken. Lisa takes a brief pause before moving forward, but soon encounters a grotesque body sprawled in the path, exuding a fetid odor that disturbs her. She remains calm, gathering all her strength to push the body aside. However, her path is blocked by a metal barrier with 3 holes. While trying to understand the barrier, her bracelet suddenly turns red and an alarm sounds. Moments later, a series of flaming pipes extend from the wall, leaving Lisa confused and even more scared, not knowing what to do. Her surprise increases when a side panel opens, revealing a small sterile space that is just big enough for her to hide. Taking the opportunity for temporary safety, she squeezes into the protective space which soon closes, and watches the flames starting outside. At that moment, she is paralyzed seeing the flames consuming the area where she was previously. As the fire passes, Lisa is effectively pushed back into the tunnel. However, the top becomes narrower, making Lisa think she will be crushed, but fortunately, the movement stops. After facing so many hardships, Lisa bursts into tears. Now, her bracelet is reset to a new countdown of 11 minutes. Lisa starts to move like a worm inside the narrow tunnel and discovers a puddle of water. She drinks some hoping to quench her thirst, then dives into the water and swims through the puddle until she finds an opening that leads her to a larger space. In this new location, a torrent of water flows down, filling the space as a body is dragged along. Lisa needs to navigate carefully through the dirty and smelly water. The next section of the tunnel is a winding pipe, where she leans on her elbow. Just when she thinks about giving up, she hears a voice calling her. Knowing she is not fighting alone, she crawls eagerly towards the sound. The tunnel opens to the left and right, revealing a bubbling green liquid below. Lisa tears off a piece of fabric from her clothing and puts it in the liquid, only to see the fabric dissolve instantly. What she has discovered is an acid pit, capable of disintegrating a man in seconds. Cautiously, Lisa moves forward, pressing herself against the walls on the left and right. Just before reaching the finish line, her knee accidentally falls into the puddle, tearing the skin. From afar, a man's voice sounds at a critical moment, urging her to hurry to him. Lisa follows the sound and reaches an iron fence with 3 holes. On the other side, a man is also blocked by another similar fence. Lisa tries to encourage him, but the poor guy seems on the verge of collapse. At that moment, Lisa's bracelet also turns red and starts emitting alarming sounds. The memory of her previous experiences makes her recall that the fire pipes were on their way. As expected, the openings opened, allowing her and the man to escape as soon as the fence was lifted. Lisa and the man quickly crawl to the opening, but the space is too small for both, and she needs to compete with him. The competitor pulls Lisa towards him, but she manages to kick him away. In the end, the man is left outside, and his arm is cut off by the glass panel. Lisa approaches him and recognizes Adam by the tattoo on his arm. When time runs out, flames ignite in the pipes, killing the man. Lisa faints in shock and then wakes up in a blue and white chamber, where a viscous liquid descends from the ceiling. A robot resembling a skull appears to heal the wound on Lisa's leg, and then connects a tube to the hole in her clothing, providing some kind of nutrients. Coming back to reality, she realizes that the robot is saving her life. Moving forward, Lisa notices some marks on Adam's broken arm below the device. Before she can interpret them, a meat grinder moves swiftly towards her, swallowing the broken arm and causing Lisa to tremble. Panicking, she retreats and enters another long, dark, and narrow tunnel to escape the grinder. When Lisa thinks the current situation is manageable, a zombie appears out of nowhere. Terrified, she turns and holds her breath while staring at the zombie behind her. The zombie tries to attack her, but Lisa manages to escape by entering another tunnel. In front of her, there are two entrances, one to the left and one to the right. Lisa knows that only by choosing the correct entrance can she survive. At that moment, she remembers the symbols on Adam's broken arm but finds nothing similar on her bracelet. She carefully compares the two tubes but sees no differences. Finally, Lisa decides to go left and starts hearing her daughter's voice, so she quickly heads towards the sound, feeling excited. She arrives at a white glass room where her past memories are trapped. As the past is recounted, it is an incredible experience for Lisa to see her daughter again after losing her in a domestic accident where her daughter fell from the window. Lisa cannot help but feel guilt for not taking care of her daughter. While she sinks into her sadness, the zombie quickly approaches. Just as Lisa enters a tube, the zombie grabs her tightly, but she breaks free. The pursuer continues behind her, and then Lisa reaches a thorn-filled tunnel. At the end of this tunnel, she sees the blue sky. With victory so close, Lisa cannot give up. Her bracelet turns red again, indicating another round of fire explosions. Without hesitation, she moves through the thorns, even with the intense pain. Meanwhile, the zombie infiltrates the safe space, and Lisa finally manages to get past the thorn barrier, with the blue sky in sight. However, she is so exhausted that she has no strength to continue. After another 11 minutes, flames sweep through the tunnel, and Lisa falls into darkness through a crack beneath her. When she regains consciousness and using the light from her bracelet, Lisa observes the cracks in the wall and realizes she has returned to her starting point. Aware that all her efforts have been in vain, she falls into despair, and when the robot comes to her aid, she refuses its help. The robot seems to understand that she wants to die and extends a poison needle towards her, but Lisa stops it as she suddenly interprets the symbols on Adam's broken arm. She assumes there must be another set of symbols under her bracelet. These symbols are the key to escaping the tunnel. Lisa suggests to the robot that it help her regain her energy. However, before the robot finishes the process, the tunnel behind Lisa opens again. Her strong will to survive makes her fearless in the face of the obstacles and difficulties to come. Based on her previous experiences, she navigates the path more easily, hiding in the white space when the fire approaches and crossing the puddle much faster. Upon reaching the acid pit, Lisa removes her bracelet to access the markings engraved on it. There are two X's and a square, showing the way to the next level of the game. Overcoming all obstacles, Lisa reaches a point where she needs to choose to go left or right. Based on the clue, she should choose right and then turn left at the next fork. In the middle of her journey, the zombie appears, and Lisa successfully manages to evade it. Then, she comes across a tunnel where gravity acts in all directions, with no control over her movement. She can only move forward, little by little, as she descends. Fortunately, Lisa manages to finish the tunnel before the zombie. At this moment, her bracelet emits a purple light. To distract the zombie, she throws the bracelet into a tunnel and enters another one. However, the silence reminds her that she made the wrong choice, and quickly, Lisa walks toward what appears to be an internal organ. She tears the membrane and enters, trying to touch it with her hand. Unexpectedly, a large shadow of a hand appears and frightens her. Stepping back, Lisa sees many shadows of monsters on the membrane, and then a face approaches her, rubbing against her. As she tears another membrane, Lisa finds her bracelet. Just as she is about to grab it, the bracelet turns red, and an alarm sounds. Lisa quickly moves away, kicks the zombie that grabs her, and squeezes into a safe space, relieved. She mocks the zombie while watching it scream in rage. Planning to take a break while waiting for the fire to eliminate the zombie, surprisingly, the fire pipes do not function, and the glass barrier suddenly opens. The zombie tries to bite Lisa, but she crushes its head and kills it for good. After eliminating the zombie, Lisa moves on to the next level. Just as she is about to proceed down the seemingly correct path, a bouncing ball catches her attention, reminding her of her daughter Nina's toy. As Lisa wonders how the toy appeared in such an unusual place, Nina slowly approaches her. Lisa is overwhelmed by an emotional breakdown upon seeing her daughter, tears streaming down her face as she witnesses the reunion. However, at the same time, Lisa knows this is just a hallucination. Time is running out. She painfully realizes she cannot stay stuck in the past and needs to move forward. So, she bids farewell to Nina and unravels the tunnel to the right, which has a bright blue sky at the end. The last obstacle in this tunnel consists of 3 blades falling at rapid intervals. Lisa remembers Nina telling her not to worry about time, or else she wouldn't be able to focus on the task. Thus, she sets her bracelet aside and watches the movement of the blades. Soon, she realizes the first blade falls every 4 seconds, the second every 3 seconds. Lisa manages to get past them one by one and finally reaches the last blade, which falls in 2 seconds. Although this seems impossible, Lisa decides to try but severely injures her foot in the process. Despite this, she crawls toward the exit, only to realize it is merely a monitor displaying a video of the sky. She feels confused and tormented, not knowing what to do next. Exhausted, she lies down on the floor, waiting for death. Then, a bright light appears, and Lisa finds herself floating in the air. She wakes up in a world of freedom and beauty, with her wounds completely healed. As Lisa immerses herself in the stunning landscape, her daughter appears again. Lisa asks Nina if she has died, but her daughter replies that her body has died many times, but now she is okay and tells Lisa to live. The film ends suggesting that Lisa's constant struggle for survival was in an unknown world created by alien beings.